Hello, I'm Jake Amato, and this is my key value area presentation on output management. Today is October 18th, and RICO helps in various areas of the business. There's essentially 8 desired business outcomes for all companies, and output management is part of this grouping. It helps with productivity and mobility and security, as do the other areas of the business such as management services and document management, which I've covered in the past. As I've spoke about in the past, many businesses today have challenging dynamics, and in regards to output management, the amount of printing that's happening and where it's going is a challenge. For example, prints are left in the open, color is overutilized, certain devices are underutilized and overutilized, which causes higher costs than anticipated and desired. Mobile workers today are among the younger generation typically, and they demand to be able to use their devices to print to their office, whether it's in the office from their mobile device or from completely far away. And this affects the way a company should manage their output. Especially with remote workers, security is extremely important. And how they're going to access these prints and send the prints over becomes very important to manage the risk associated with how they're going to securely release jobs. RICO has various different scenarios and solutions in which they can allow for mobile printing to happen at various levels of security, such as releasing a code to the user, having the print being released in the network or out of the network, using public clouds or not. And this helps with productivity and security overall. Also, with productivity, the amount of coverage, the amount of pages, the amount of color that's being used in output is good to monitor and manage, because sometimes employees really overutilize all 3 of these things, and that's not needed. So there's ways to track this and ensure that the output is optimized and that the employee does not use time in their day to print things and collect things and produce things that don't need to be made in the first place. There's lots of key questions I think business owners should ask themselves, and some of them are: who in the organization is ultimately responsible for the total cost of printing? And there's lots of solutions I was alluding to earlier that can help with finding that. What tools are in place for protecting sensitive information from unauthorized viewing? What strategy does your company use to manage and configure print device settings and permissions by user? And one that's very relevant for the SMB segment that I sell into is: how much insight do you have into your organization's total spend on print? And it's for all sizes and segments of business, but that comes up a lot in my line of work. And RICO can help in various ways. On the whole, our system starts with an output assessment where we collect data and validate the data, and then assess how much you're spending and where. We can find out who and what they're printing, and allocate costs associated with that, and From there, we can even produce reports to monitor the output optimization, user device detail, and overall detail reporting on types of prints and number of prints per user. And this is all part of the document lifecycle that improves how agencies are capturing, transforming, and managing their mission-critical information. On the whole, companies today have redundant layers of print equipment, inefficient use of output, especially related to color printers, whether it's overutilization or underutilization, both happen, confused security policies, wasteful environmental practices, and a lack of information security, authentication, and access to information on the whole. Related to security and compliance, the most prominent problem that I see in businesses is someone will take a print or print something and forget to pick it up, and then that can go into someone else's hands. That's a security problem, especially for HIPAA regulated companies and other organizations with high information practice rules in place. And yeah, free data for all is not the way it's supposed to be. So output management includes secure release, and you can rest easy knowing that your data won't accidentally be picked up by the wrong person. You can manage the output all at one interface that's easily accessed from different locations if needed. And RICO has helped various businesses across the country and the world with this. There's various case studies on our website, and for example, we've helped a company that had 40 MFPs and 15 locations with a detailed analysis and review of their output. Long story short, they were challenged for security. They were non-compliant with industry federal regulations. They had high employee turnover as well due to inconsistent bring your own device practices. They had an old fleet of MFPs that are wasting information on unused print jobs and consumables, and they ended up leveraging employee ID badges to help with security and tracking of prints. With Follow Me printing, they were able to enhance the user experience and improve the bring your own device usage as well, which ultimately improved their tech talent and employee talent at the company. And we were able to reduce their print spend by 40%, the total print output reduced by 12%, and 15% of their color output migrated over to black and white, which saved them quite a bit of money, I'm sure. And the company was able to comply with regulatory compliance laws, as well as overall, there it is, print costs were reduced by 19%, so that's the exact number in the first year. And this reduced the responsibility and burden for IT and C-level job responsibility, and also increased productivity for all sorts of employees throughout the company. So there you have it. That's how Rico can help with optimizing output management, increasing productivity and security, and also allowing the end user to act in a more mobile sense and work in a more mobile sense to improve the company's well-being on the whole. That's why you should choose Rico to analyze your output management. Thank you for your time and have a great day. Bye-bye.